you are part, parcel, a huge contributor, if not the major or only contributor to what is going on in and around River State. So when you are on the road this morning, as you're on the road this morning and you're about to complain, just remember, oh wait, that's true. I throw my bottles outside. Well, not all of you anyway, but a good number, which is why I said, a lot of us, probably are to blame. Now, having said that, I'm going to bore you too much because we have a lot to do this morning. Let's kickstart with your conversation station right here on 90.3 Nigeria Info.
Stimulating and insightful conversations. Hello, Port Harcourt. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
All right, so good morning, people. Now, as always, we will have at least two pieces of literature to share with you this morning. I'm going to go back to Animal Farm this morning, and then later on, just before we leave, I'll probably share with you another bit from Things Fall Apart. I'm so in love with that particular novel by Chinua Achebe. All right, so remember, tomorrow, I'm looking forward, and I'm going to give some email addresses out right now, or just one email address. All right, I'm looking forward to getting to have feedback from you tomorrow. So tomorrow, please don't forget, those of you who have been paying attention for the past 8 or 9 days now, please don't forget, tomorrow is very important for me in particular, because tomorrow I want to get feedback from you, the listener, on the pieces of literature that we share every day on the program. All right, I want to get criticisms, I want to get suggestions, and more importantly, I want to get ideas. All right, how it can be better, because I think it's pretty important that we get more people to read. It's not just for the young people. I mean, everybody needs to get to read. I need to get to read more. So I don't take it for granted the time I'm able to just share 1 or 2 paragraphs or a page or 2 with you on the program. So please, if you have any criticisms or suggestions, please send them to jude@nigeriainfo.fm. jude@nigeriainfo.fm. All right, send it to me. You can also send it to the Nigeria Info page. You could also send it to my manager. Just send the emails across. Let's get to have your suggestions, just your criticisms on the literary, the books, and the time we spend trying to share poems, poetry, and story from popular writers. In fact, from next week, I'll be reading a bit about some of the popular writers that some people have either heard or not heard about. So look out for that next week. Now, we start off this morning. It's a business conversation, but it's one that also has a social connotation to it. But please, I crave your indulgence with this. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you have frenemies? Friends who are enemies? What's even worse is, do you have enemies who could actually be your friends? A lot of people don't think about it that way. My question this morning is this: how do you identify and break away from limitations? Now, it came across recently that there are some people who don't want you to fail in your business, but they don't want you to be as successful as they are. What a lot of people don't realize is that everybody's meant to succeed. You're meant to go beyond your limits. But there are people who are meant to come into your life, call them mentors, coaches, and whatnot, that should help push you. But I found out recently that there's some people who have complained about their orgas, or some people have complained about their friends. If you ever went to a university where there was this Efiko, this guy who was, or this girl who was the really brilliant person, have you ever come across an individual, an archetype, who would teach you some of the things. Oh, please, I don't understand quadratic equation. The person will teach you just enough for you to go into the exam hall and pass, or maybe just enough so that you don't look totally idiotic. But the person will not tell you everything. Will not teach you everything that you need to know to be successful in that course. I was very fortunate to have a seatmate and a very wonderful friend who had a very special affinity for further maths. In fact, he was the person who made me take the course further maths in secondary school. My friend Emmanuel Agbara taught me, look, as soon as the teacher is teaching, he said, Jude, no, this is how it works. And in 10-15 minutes, I will understand everything that this man had taught because of Emmanuel. When we sat for the examination, we were about the first 10 or 12 people out of the entire class who had 70 and above. Because Emmanuel made sure I understood it. But Emmanuel didn't just teach me. He taught everybody in the class. He was open to teaching everybody everything he knew. But I've heard that there are some people whose orgas don't teach them everything. There are some of your friends who want you, they will help you out. You want to buy a car, they'll help you buy a car. But they won't help you get your business to the point where your car is as good as their car. They want their cars to be the best looking. They want their shoes to be the best looking shoes. They want to be the center of attention. You see them in your shops. They will teach you how to avoid tax collectors, but they won't teach you how to maximize your profit. They want you to always be subservient to them. These are limitations. Can you identify them, these in quote frenemies in your business? And more importantly, how do you break away from such individuals?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
So 08179230002, 08179230003, 08179230007. WhatsApp and Telegram available on 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. Our conversation started this morning is about business and it's about limiting success. Are you in a situation where you could do better, but you're not quite sure how you can do better? But there's somebody around you who is doing better, but the person is not telling you how to do better. Or even worse, you find that the person is intentionally making you not do better in your business. Can you identify and break away from such limitations? And it's not just in business, in almost every sphere of life. There are people who function as stopgap measures, and then there are others who will make sure you don't get to the next level. At Nigeria Info PH, please, is where you find us on Twitter and on Facebook. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Twitter and on Facebook. As always, please do well. Turn down the volume of your radio set. Refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments. If you didn't see it or hear it, please do not make mention of it. Please, if you didn't see it or hear it, do not make mention of that particular scenario. Please don't make comments that will be seen as inciting. All right. Okay, somebody's already give me a power update. Someone will do the power update later on, please. This one here says, hi, Drew. Good morning. What exactly happened? Did you stumble on somebody who has been holding you down? Because this is the problem a lot of Nigerians are facing. You have people who call themselves leaders, but they don't want people to get to their own level. They want to always be at the center where everybody comes to them. It's a very bad spirit. Okay, fine. That's another angle to this. Leadership roles. You know, how many of you right now working with your boss, you know, how many of you are convinced that your boss wants you to be a boss yourself? How many of you are convinced that your manager wants you to manage your own company right now? How many of you are convinced, right, that your principal, your supervisor, your vice chancellor is interested in your development, in your growth, and the person, he or she, is not actively trying to limit your success? How many of you are sure about that? How many? I didn't even get to think about leadership roles, but anyway, thank you very much for this, right? Now, okay, Anonymous just sent a message. It says, I don't have frenemies because I am quick to cut off people who I perceive or confirm don't mean me well. I am a good soul and a valuable spirit who always wants my people to win. So I don't tolerate anyone's demons doing the opposite. I don't care what title they go by: friend, student, mentor, pastor, parent, sibling, family. I will do whatever it takes, block them everywhere, change my number, fake my death even. Interesting. Nothing is beneath me when I'm trying to cut off someone's access to me. But here's the thing. How do you identify those ones? Now you say you cut off whom you perceive or confirm don't mean you well. So that's the big issue here, particularly for those of you who are in business, who have shops in Rumumasi, in my 1, in my 3. Those of you who have digital market spaces. How can you confirm that this person, male or female, or like this person, like the anonymous message you just read, whether it's family or whatever, how are you sure this person is the one actively trying to bring you down? Because very often, we've heard stories of people who have gone to meet, soothsayers, pastors, spiritual guides, and counselors, and, they hear stuff like, oh, is your mother doing you? And I must confess on this platform that I also bought in that narrative. I also bought into that narrative that there was somebody from my village, from my mother's side, from my father's side, that was actively making sure that Jude does not progress. I bought into that. I have to admit that. But it's a dangerous phenomenon. But what's also dangerous is, what if there really is somebody? What if there's really somebody? What if it's your local government chairman or your market chairman that doesn't want you to sell 5 bags of tomatoes every day? He is comfortable with you selling only 2, 3. But if this woman sells 5 bags of tomatoes every day, this woman will have more money than me. And maybe this woman will now want to become the market chairman or chairperson. Hello, Potaka returns after the break. see outside now if it has stopped or abated, but the weatherman does say we should expect a lot of rain today. Now, having said that, those of you who are either in your office, on your way to your office, or at your place of business, this conversation falls smack at your feet, or in a figurative sense, your very table. Because I'm talking about limiting success. There are scenarios and there are circumstances where people have experienced, some form of stagnation or a deliberate action to not let you become successful. Now, please pay very close attention. Jude is not saying that your witches and wizards are in your office. That's not what I'm saying. Jude is not saying that the person who is at your office, your colleague, is actively trying to bring you down. That's not what I am saying. However, what I am saying is this, that can you identify frenemies, people who likely are not making you to get to the next level, people who are blocking doorways and opportunities, people who are sometimes unconsciously not allowing you to grow, whether it's in your office, as a student, as a husband, as a wife. Oh yes, this is very true. We're starting out with business, I agree, but it is very possible that you could have friends, married as well, who are probably not making you enjoy your relationship with your partner. The question is, can you identify them? And can you break away from such limitations?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
As always, do well, turn down the volume of your radio set. Please refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments. If you didn't see it or hear it, please do not make unsubstantiated claims and do not make comments that will be seen as inciting. The numbers to call to participate in our conversation starter this morning are 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. Then get on to WhatsApp and Telegram at Nigeria Info PH. 009, I beg your pardon, numbers 009-030-6416. That's for WhatsApp and Telegram. Then Facebook and Twitter is where you find us with the handle at Nigeria Info PH. Apologies for that mix-up. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on Twitter. All right, turn on the volume of your radio set. Let's have a conversation. We have Ugo, and Ugo is speaking to us from Ngboba this morning. 92.3. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning to you, Ugo.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you for calling, please.
Okay, mine is a very recent something that just happened recently. When you talk about frenemies, how to identify them. So, a friend of mine, can I go on?
Oh, please, by all means, please.
Okay. A friend of mine persuaded me to follow her to a wedding last week, Saturday. I was like, I can't make it to the wedding because I want to get something proper to wear. She was like, you have clothes, now why can't you just wear one? So because she persuaded me, I made something new. And she came and said I made something new that I wanted to use for the wedding to go with her. Before you know, she turned and she and her boyfriend that was supposed to take us to the wedding, they started to change their attitude like, you can't go to the wedding if you don't have a special invitation. He's strictly on IV. I was like, all of a sudden. Meanwhile, the person that is wedding is one of us.
Okay.
So I realized that maybe because I made something new, she didn't want me to go with her. The next day she came to my house, the Saturday of the wedding, was like, let's go now. Why are you not ready? I said, since your boyfriend said it's strictly on invitation, I just removed my mind from going. She said, there's nothing like that. Only for her to get to the house and call me back and say, sorry, your boyfriend just told her that it's strictly an invitation. So at that point, I realized that this girl wasn't really my friend. And from there, I started placing, as in noticing things she was doing before now, how she wanted me to just look anyhow, follow her out. She wants to always look good. You understand? So that's how I realized this particular person is not my friend. She has always been someone that wants to outshine me. For me, I can't be under somebody. But how to break out from her now is a challenge because she's very close to me. So sometimes frenemies are close to you and it's difficult. Sometimes it's hard. But you have to try your best to break out from her. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do hope you find a way to, address that relationship. 91.3. Hello, Potako. Good morning, please.
Mr. Zion, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I think that in most cases, we, the survivors of such situations, we do our due diligence. They do. But thank God most of us survived, and some will even counting our losses. Now, take for instance, most of us that went to rent an apartment in Port Harcourt, you go rent out. Did you do your due diligence? Or you just get one agent, you give it to the landlord, you just pay, and you walk away. Those are the issues. Did you ask questions from the neighbors, from somebody far, somebody close? Did you ask somebody to go and check how that compound is? Who just left that apartment? How did they live? What has happened in the past 5 years? We don't do this due diligence. Well, as for me personally, I survived one. And honestly speaking, it's very funny. There's this property somewhere at the G. It's just like, okay, let's invest. And there's a guy in the G that who sold the whole thing to us. And I made a big yellow to that project at the G. My brother, I spend the money. I tell you, this we need money. That we need money. I was just thinking, one day I just like, what is happening to this project? Let me go personally. My brother, I put asterisk. I don't want to see this guy close to me. Guess what? Last week, he came again. There is another property. Will you want to invest? It's a very good place. I said, okay, let's go. Just sluggishly. So when they saw some guys, they said, the place is good. We will invest. Let's just discuss with the owner since the guy is not in town. Guess what? This guy now turned around and said, this property, this one will be used for a bar and lodge. This one will be used for a brothel. All this is discussions I'm not aware of.
Really?
Not until somebody called me from there, somebody I came to monitor and observe the place. And so they say, if you want to use this particular apartment for a brothel, I said, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. That was on the first of this month. I called this guy, I said, look, I don't want to see you close to me again. I gave you the first opportunity, you failed. The second one, the same thing. I don't want to see you. The truth is this. If we don't do our due diligence, we tend to be victims or survivors from such attitude of people which we bring close to us. Only of these are the people you take so dear. People you believe at least their judgment should be okay. They should protect your back for you. They should watch things for you even if you are not there. They should reason the way you are reasoning. But before you know, and these people, no matter how you pamper them, if they like, they're spending their money every day, the devil will strike you. So, brother, I'm very careful on that. Thank you for the conversation, Mr. Zion.
All right. Good morning, Jude. This is exactly what happened in my church. Our leader, who happens to be the only one who knows how to do that stuff, refused to carry anybody along. He does everything by himself. Now, anytime he's not around, that position remains unoccupied. I think he wants to remain the boss forever. That's a very clear sign. That's a very clear sign that you are in a team, and then there's no plan for transition. There's no plan for substitution in case, for whatever reason, you are not there. How many of you have experienced a case where, there's only one, what do they call that thing? instrumentalist, someone who plays the keyboard or something, okay? And there are young people in the church. Oga, sit down and teach people how to play. Teach the children so that they can start to learn as they are young. He refuses. Anytime he travels, anytime he's upset, anytime the pastor says, I don't like these jeans you wear, he will not come to church for 2 weeks. Because he wants to be the same. So he limits the performance of that team. James is speaking to us from Imola. James, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, James.
Yeah, I want to contribute.
Yes, please.
Okay, whoever you see who behaves such is because that he has not seen the future. He's only seen his present. Whoever you see that behaves that cannot be a help to someone else to grow the same way he grows, that means he cannot see the future. He cannot see the help to help someone else.
Mm.
So that is how I see it. I look at it.
Also, he can't see the futures. That's why he refuses to let someone, be as successful as they are, or as they could be, rather. This one here says, good morning, Jude. You asked a very important question earlier on. How many companies, how many businesses actually have their employees at heart? How many of them want to have their employees become Fortune 500 owners? How many businessmen want to raise other businessmen that will be as rich as they are? In circles of friends, you find rich and poor people. Why are they not making the poor person as wealthy as they are? Even amongst wealthy people, there are some who want to be the chief of all the rich people. And so they keep on making sure only the small crumbs come to their fellow friends who are as wealthy as they are. It is an attitudinal problem, and something that needs to be addressed. If I find myself in a scenario where I need help or assistance, and I know this person can do a lot more, but he does only the bare minimum, Jude, I will walk away. Okay, all right, fine. So you walk away. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but what exactly is the bare minimum? Because whilst this conversation is going on, I wouldn't want anybody to start to develop a sense of entitlement. You see me coming into the studio and you think, okay, because Jude is behind this microphone, Jude can give you 10,000 naira or 1 million naira. I don't have it. So if I tell you I don't have it, or I'm sorry, I can't give it to you right now, and you get upset, it doesn't mean I'm trying to limit you from your success. I just don't have it. What will fit in as me limiting your success is if I can refer you to someone who can make your event great, or maybe cover a news story for you, or maybe report some airing officers or something of that kind of, that falls into that, that effect or that range of probabilities. And I do so, without giving you the full complement of information and support that I can. Aha! That's what you could say I'm limiting. (009-030-6416). Good morning, Jude. Let's be honest, a lot of businessmen do this to their staff. Jude, not every painter will teach their boys the best systems or the best paints or how to mix. Jude, not every mechanic teaches their apprentice everything that they know. Because if they do, that apprentice will become better than the... But wait, isn't that the... Wait, hold up. But isn't that the aim, ultimately? The cars you are driving today, those of you who were in Nigeria, let's be honest. So on average, most people drive cars that are 10, 12 years old. But for those of you who are able to buy brand new cars, right? The cars that are being driven today, brand new, are miles, and I mean miles away from the cars that we grew up with. These days, cars have air conditioning as standard. These days, cars connect to their phones. You play your music from your phones. These days, cars have semi-autonomous abilities. These days, people can use remote controls to reverse their vehicles. So if the people who made the cars those days didn't teach them the best that they knew, would we have those cars today? Vincent is speaking to us from Mile 3. Good morning to you, Vincent.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, please.
Yeah, this is a very sensitive conversation this morning, and I like the topic. Okay, now I don't know. Most of us have this slavery mentality and also ownership mentality. You want someone to do something for you, and you as a human being, you are trying to take every nonsense the person does, all because you want to achieve it. Even when you see that the things that is happening are not right, you still want to endure and make sure you get what you want. And eventually it does not come the way it comes. Okay, now, why don't we have this bold personality? When we detect an issue, notwithstanding the circumstances, come to it and say, no, it's enough. Okay? The lady that called earlier said that she made a nice dress. We could know that people are envious of ourselves, whether we like it or not. Now you are trying to manage the situation, trying to say you don't know how you want to pull her out because she's very close to you. Now, you forget the fact that she came straight at you and she told you her boyfriend said that it's strictly by invitation.
Invitation, yes.
Of which it was not like that. So why don't you take the bold step and say, young lady, you are not my friend. This is what you are doing, I don't like it. It ends here. It takes nothing. See, people that approach situations when they are hot, they tend to avoid some certain things in their life. They will look at you as a no-nonsense person. The other person said that if you are doing things that he does not like, immediately it cuts you off, because when you get too close to people, you start managing the situation, and it's killing you when you know that this is exactly what it is. The slogan is, the children should be greater than the teachers. Even in the universities, I was in school whereby a lecturer said, you will never get an A.
Yeah, I heard that too.
You are there. You will never get an A. Because him did not get. But he knows that you are way intelligent and you are bright, that you will get it. But he's telling your face that you will not get it. And you can't go to the higher authorities because he's going to double the whole situation before your eyes and turn other lecturers against you. Realizing the situation, attacking it immediately will save you from trying to manage the situation to make you all right. It does not work like that. Me now, I have a friend that I'm a free-handed person. Okay, I can just on my own say, guy, let's just hang out, or let's just do this. Yes, like you said, entitlement mentality, right? You are not entitled to anybody's stuff. But if somebody can call you out of the blue and say this, and you are coming through not because you have it in abundance, because of what you call friendship, and you are in a fixed situation on different occasions, and you get excuses, and you know within you that it's not even something that is out of benevolence, it's something that you have to return. It gives you the reason to sit down and think like, oh boy, this did not work. Then you cut it off. You might not necessarily tell the person because the situation might not be as expensive
yeah.
But you just on your own pull it out. If you are calling on a regular, you limit it. The person would know. We are like spirits who understand when situation changes. It's that simple. Thank you, Andrew.
This is Jude, by the way, Vincent, but thank you very much.
Sorry, Jude. Sorry, thank you, Jude.
Thank you very much, Vincent. Jude, I am not a religious person, but my chi, it's been a while since I heard that. Chi, spirit. We should see something about chi when we get to things fall apart. But my chi is very strong, and this is the way I pray. When I do pray, sometimes anyone who doesn't mean me well will confess to me by themselves. Sometimes time will expose them. Some, I have lucid dreams that are confirmed. Like deja vu. Somehow, the info I need will come out. I could tell you stories. There are some people who genuinely believe I read minds or have bugged their houses because how else would I know word for word what they discussed when I wasn't there? Or that I'm a witch to make them confess certain things that they vowed never to reveal. That's a serious level of attention to your cognitive senses, right? Particularly your subconsciousness, right? Not a lot of people. In fact, as we talk about this, I have to be very honest. Throughout the night, coming here this morning, I had to ask myself this question: have I been paying very close attention to my work, to the ethics I try to abide by, to those who are around me, to those who were here before I was, and even in my relationships, in the businesses that I've started? Have I paid attention to find out if this person really is the right person to do this thing with? And like someone said, sometimes there are some bosses who just want to have you as a slave. Yes, some of you listening to us right now, you want to keep that good worker under your employ in perpetuity, so that person continues to greet you, good morning, sir, good morning, sir. You don't want that person to grow. Why? Barry speaking to us. And Barry is speaking to us from Ajib this morning. Barry, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, dude.
Good morning.
You just remind me when I was growing up. Somebody like bringing you down. Because those are training. And you don't want them to grow past you. They're not their God. You don't know what the destiny they did tomorrow. I wish that man would have been alive to the kind of kid that boys, nobody has done in my community.
Yeah.
I wish he would have been alive. But thank God, what he said concerning the community did not come to pass. And they are even growing more than his family. I can speak to you right now. Thank you very much, Jude.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Barry. It's not a great thing to do, to want to. Maybe it's that innate. And by the way, look, as we're talking, right? Please, I don't want anybody to grow up with myself. Okay, this person is bad, and so it will continue to be bad. No, the fact that somebody, a human being, can do something means you listening to us right now, you can do the same thing because you're human as well. Now, Anonymous says, like a caller said, due diligence is key. Every time I accept someone without due diligence or I ignore my gut feelings about something or someone, I pay for it. My heart used to be so open that I make really silly mistakes, trusting whom I no business trusting, then feeling betrayed and getting traumatized when he shele. So now, if I've not confirmed in my spirit in triplicate, at least, I don't give titles to people who haven't earned them in my life, no matter what anyone says about them. Final caller, Patrick.
Yes.
Patrick is speaking to us this morning from Port Harcourt, from Rumodara, I beg your pardon. Patrick, good morning, please.
Yes. Good morning. You're welcome. Thank you very much. You see, the subject on that discussion, what if we are in especially most of us that work for are you hearing me?
Listen to you, Patrick. Go on, please.
Oh, okay. Especially some of us that do a white-collar job. You know, when you are in an organization, and sometimes because of a mindset of people within the place where we work, somehow you do things without you revealing to what your followers or subordinates should know. The reason is this: we were once taught that the secret or the reason why you are boss is because of what is in you that is not in your subordinate. That once your subordinate know that thing that you know, you will cease to be a boss. And my point of view is this: in my school those days, a lecturer once told us that when you go out, especially where you work, you need to be very, very careful. That when he was working with a bank wanted to reduce the stress of their staff, and they brought somebody to his department to come and for him to give him the orientation, and he now has the information that the person who they brought for him to teach him in that department is actually going to take over from him after he knows what is
you do.
obtainable in that department.
All right, Patrick. So basically, he stopped him from growing. But once again, like someone said, may they be better than us. 92.3 Hello Port Harcourt returns.
This is an info.